Hello there. Welcome to my show, COVID-19 update by Heerak. It's September 21st, 2020. Um, yeah, it's Monday. We're nearing the flu season. Um, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I have my new COVID-19 poem published today. It's Monday. Every Monday, a new poem on COVID-19 is published. So check it out at Heerak for Congress, Heerak number 4 Congress on my Twitter account. Yeah, time passes by, doesn't it? You know, I started my show, COVID-19 Update by Heerak, on April 2nd. Time flies when you're having fun. I don't know. I'm having fun, connecting with you through the screen and trying to save you and your children's lives by providing you facts and data and expert insights. Yeah, one of the things I really miss is miniature golf. Today is Happy Miniature Golf Day. Yeah, when's the last time you played miniature golf with your kids or with your parents or with your friends? It's been a while, no? Miniature golf? Yeah, miniature golf is like kind of thing of yesterday, unfortunately, yeah, COVID-19 has taken miniature golf away. Yeah, it's kind of sad, but what can you do? Um, yeah, I guess, COVID-19 puts you in a nostalgic mood. I I have photos of my friend Marika the she became an actress in the Netherlands. But I met her when she was, I guess, I met her when she was 18. I met her at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport and Schiphol Airport, which is the hub of Royal Dutch Airlines, KLM. And I was waiting for my flight. Um, I was older than that, you know. Um, Yeah, it was when I was living in Israel. I lived in Israel for over 3 years, and I flew through Amsterdam because I always flew KLM, and I tried to spend some time in Amsterdam and or Holland. Holland is a small enough country. You could go anywhere in Holland in like a few hours by train. So yeah, I tried to spend some time in Holland, and yeah, I noticed this really, really, really pretty girl and I'm not married. I wasn't married back then. I've never been married. I don't have children. I always keep my eyes open for beautiful women. And I saw this really, really pretty woman. And I said, maybe I should go over and say hello. So that's what I did. I walked over and I said hello. And she had just returned from Indonesia. Like she and her best friend had a senior class trip. I guess there were some other students from her school. It's far away to go for a senior class trip. But yeah, she just had returned from Indonesia with her best friend, and I guess her mom and her best friend's mom went as well. So I think they were just sitting around for her father to pick her up or something. I forgot all the details, but I got to chat, and we kind of hit it off, and she gave me her contact details, and we kept in touch, and then she ended up going to a acting school in Amsterdam for college. So I visited her in Amsterdam and spent some time with her. And she became an actress in Holland, Marika de yeah, maybe Stephanie Deckers knows her. Stephanie Deckers was at she's a student at Georgetown University. She's a junior now. She was sophomore last year, and she came to our Hoyathon, Dance-a-thon in 2019 October. Um, I was a executive board member of Hoyathon 2019. So I did a lot during academic year 2019 to 2020. And Hoyathon raises money for Children's National Hospital. And I got involved with Hoyathon in 2018. I was just a participant in Hoyathon 2018 um, because Megan LaSavage, who was the president of Georgetown University School of Nursing and Health Studies Graduate Nursing Student Association president. She's now a NICU nurse at Neo Intensive Care Unit nurse at Children's National Hospital. So she was in CNL 2019 cohort, and so she graduated 1 year before me, and she was really into Children's Hospital and pediatrics. That was her dream. So I'm glad that she got her dream job, which was being a NICU nurse at Children's National Hospital. And she was dedicated. She worked volunteer for 1 year. In her final year, she really wanted to go to a NICU at Children's National Hospital. That's dedication for you, you know. And she was the president in her final year. And yeah, she's a great person. You know, I had, some time that I was joyfully able to spend with her alone and get to know her better. She's a really nice person. Hopefully when COVID-19 dies down, maybe we could do some stuff, hang out together or something, Right now, COVID-19 is here, so it's hard to like just hang out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but she's really nice. I would enjoy hanging out with her. She's open to it, yeah, but anyway, she's a stone throw away at Children's National Hospital. Um, but yeah, so at Children's National Hospital, we did a lot to raise money for them, and I got inspired after participating in 2018 Oyathon, so I applied to be a executive board member, and I got interviewed by the current executive board members who are like Kalia uh, and Frederica. They're like, they were seniors last year, when I was my final year. It was mostly executive board members were undergraduates. In fact, I was the only non-undergraduate student in the executive board. But I transcend generational lines. So wherever I go, undergraduates embrace me with open arms. So I work together with Kalia, and Hannah Doman was also an executive board member. She was a senior as well for Rico. And he was a senior. And Stephanie Deckers, she's not a senior. I think she was a sophomore and she's now a junior. She has a twin sister. They look exactly the same. But she's in the School of Nursing and Health Studies. And so she's in my school, but she's not a nurse. She's studying like healthcare policy or something. And yeah, she's Dutch. So Stephanie Deckers may know Marika de Kleine because they're both Dutch. And Stephanie Deckers, I met her at cafe of the library, the main library at Georgetown University, Lao. On the second floor, there's a cafe for students, run by students. And Stephanie Deckers, she's like the manager. She and her twin sister. So I met her there. I really like Stephanie, and so she came to Hoyathon to to kind of participate in the dance-a-thon to raise money for Children's Hospital. So we had a fun time. Every one of us. Yeah, hey Stephanie, how's everything? Hope you're having a great semester. Yeah, so yeah, Stephanie's she's really nice. I feel bad for her because like campus is closed, so she can no longer be the manager of the cafe, and you know, you know, at Georgetown University. I actually wrote a novel, Five Nights in Amsterdam. You could read it. Order the book from Amazon.com if you want. And it's about, it's based on my travels in Amsterdam and Holland. Um, and so it's a novel, a travel novel. And I told Stephanie Deckers to read it. I wonder if she read it yet or not. I'll ask her when I see her next time. But anyway, yeah, Marika Declina, she's an actress in Holland, and I met her when she was like 18. Um, and then we kept up our friendship, and then so yeah, I got to visit her in Holland, and it's nice, seeing how your friends become like kind of you know like an actress in Holland is kind of cool, I think. Oh, hey, Marika. Yeah. So that's her. And there's some scenes from her acting. Um, but isn't she pretty, Marika? She kind of looks like Stephanie Deckers. I think like if you put Stephanie Deckers and Marika, well, Marika's a little bit older now, but if you put Stephanie Deckers next to the Marika's photo there, I mean, Marika's, she's perennially beautiful, obviously, but if you put Stephanie Deckers and Marika Declina together, they probably look kind of alike. Yeah. Um, yeah. In the 24 hours, I guess the numbers are at 344. I don't know what's going on, but maybe there's a dip for a couple of days, but it's temporary. Um, I guess there were all kinds of stuff going on with fires in the West Coast. Several states are involved, and storm in Alabama and Texas. And there was a weekend, so I think, as Israelis say, everything is musubach. So it's just messed up. So the numbers are seem to be a little bit off. We'll probably get some more accurate data once the West Coast kind of recovers, and I guess Texas, Alabama, several states were affected by the hurricane. So that's probably why the numbers are kind of low, but it's probably not 100% accurate. But obviously, when your whole state is suffering from fires or flooding, and it's hard to keep track of everything. So yeah, there are a lot of other things happening while COVID-19 is going on. So you know, you can't blame them. Yeah. So the total number in America is 199,818. The numbers will probably go up a little bit later tonight. Maybe people are reporting a little bit later. And temperature dropped drastically in the East Coast, so that's affecting people. Yeah, in terms of cases, we have 6,833,800, and but just to put things into perspective, how bad things are in America, just look at the figures from Africa, top 5 from Africa. That's like total death from like beginning of COVID to now. Top 5 cases in Africa. That kind of puts it into perspective how bad things are in America right now. South Africa is number 1 with 661,936 cases. Deaths are at 15,992, 2% death rate. I mean, South Africa, you would imagine they would have far more. But they don't have that many cases. They don't have that many deaths. But South Africa is still shocking if you compare it to other countries in Africa. Look at Morocco, number 2. It's 103,119 cases, and death is at 1,855, 2% death rate. So 2% seems to be kind of popular in Africa. Egypt has, no, he's number 3, has 102,141 cases at 6% death rate. So 5,780 7 have died. So 6% is kind of relatively high. You know, our first case of COVID-19 in Virginia came from Egypt. I guess it was U.S. Marine who took a cruise in Egypt, got it, and brought it to Virginia and spread from one person pretty fast. And same with Maryland. The first person to get COVID was from Egypt, cruise. And so Egypt is what gave Virginia and Maryland our first COVID patients, and it was in March. People went to Egypt, I guess, during spring break time. Ethiopia is number 4. 69,709 people have gotten it so far. 2% death rate, 1,108 people have died. In August, we had like 1,200 plus dying per day. So it's less than a day tally in our August figure. As you know, third peak is from September to December. And flu season technically hasn't started yet, although some say it starts like towards the end of September. So yeah, we're on our way to third peak. Flu season is coming very soon. So yeah, it's going to be horrific. Yeah, as you know, I'm independent candidate for U.S. Congress in Virginia's 8th District. Heerak Kim, that's my name. And I'm running for U.S. Congress as an independent against Don Beyer, who's a Democrat. And I created this show in April 2nd to help you and your family survive COVID-19. Some of you have taken my advice, and that's kind of helped you. But as you know, we have nearly 200,000 people who've died so far in America. So it's really bad. But it's going to be far worse in the flu season. So you got to brace yourself. Keep watching this show so you can survive COVID-19. And if you want to survive as a nation, you want to send me to Congress. That's something that you definitely want to do if you want America to survive, because this COVID-19 is forever. And I'm predicting that none of the vaccines will work because scientists have not identified the strains of COVID-19, over 40 strains, and they're mutating all the time. So you can't get a vaccine when you haven't identified all the strains yet. So yeah, I mean, people are joking around when they're saying they're going to come up with a vaccine that's going to work, or they're lying to you or they're lying to themselves, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, I mean, obviously I want it to happen, but it's not going to happen because they haven't identified the 40 strains yet, 40 plus strains. How are you going to get a vaccine when you don't know what they are, what the strains are? Nigeria is number 5 in Africa. Total cases are 57,437. 2% death rate, they have 1,100 deaths. And so the question you could ask is, all these African countries with inferior medicine, inferior nurses, inferior doctors, inferior hospitals, not enough radiology, not enough everything, infection control is not as good as us, obviously. We're like among the best in the world, if not the best. So how come not too many people are dying in Africa? How come so many are dying in America? Right? That's a serious question you gotta ask. You gotta answer, right? Yeah, it's right now, but it's gonna really get worse. But one of the worst things that I feel in COVID-19 is that you can't travel, because I love to travel. I'm like a world traveler. I make a lot of friends. I made friends with Marika when she was 18, and maintained, friendship for a long time. I met Nadine Doman in Germany, in Hamburg, during one of my travel days. And I met her when she was 18. And she was selling flowers. She was like a flower girl. Like that was her job, selling flowers. She graduated from high school, and basically that's her job, selling flowers, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's her job. So she was 18. And so I got to know her, and we started, corresponding, and she actually ended up visiting me in America. Yeah, I don't know how many flowers she had to sell. I mean, she was getting paid like minimum wage, I guess, in Germany for selling flowers. I don't know how many hours she had to work to save up for a trip to America, you know. But I mean, I was happy that she was able to do it because you know, she came to visit. She stayed with me, several weeks, and so she basically had to pay for her plane ticket over, and I don't, I guess it's like $1,500 or so. I guess so. So so she flew over, and she was, I guess, how old was she? Maybe like 19 or 20. Yeah. I mean, uh, we got to know enough each other well enough, and you know, yeah. So yeah, so it was nice. I had a lot of fun with her. And you see a photo of me with Nadine Lohman from Hamburg in Chinatown there on the left side. Underneath that, we went to Long Beach together. Next to that, I was actually taking um, I was doing research in Jewish studies at Claremont Graduate University, professors there. So I was working with Professor Vincent Wimbush in Claremont Graduate School, director of Center for Signifying Scriptures, and former president of American Academy of Religion, which has like 10,000 members who are professors around the country. And he's an African Americanist, expert on African American studies. So I did some work with Professor Winston Wimbush in Claremont Graduate School, researching and published an article and presented several papers, and I came up with a book, Toni Morrison's Beloved as Scripture, African American Scripture. You could actually order that book from Amazon, read it. And I also work with Professor McDonald, who's an expert on New Testament, one of the leading experts in the world on the New Testament. Q sources, like for those of you who are theologians or clergy, the source Q, Quelle in German, like called the source. And yeah, so he's an expert on Q. Yeah, I can't really go into too much details right now because it would just confuse you. But he's an expert of gospels. He's one of the world's renowned experts. Professor McDonald. Everybody knows him, who's in New Testament field, teaching in universities or seminaries. Yeah, so so I had a doctoral seminar that I was taking at that time when Nadine visited. So I invited her to sit with me in the doctoral seminar, introduced her to people in the seminar. I was doing some advanced research there. And Professor McDonald thought she was cute. So he was like extra nice to her. It was funny to see him do that because he's like, he's like this professor, like world-renowned famous professor in Gospels. And he was like being extra nice to her during the seminar, going out of his way. I was like, whoa, I haven't seen that side of Professor McDonald. But anyway, I showed her around Claremont. That's where Claremont McKenna College is, Scripps College, she liked the campus, So, I mean, I had my life, and she visited, but I still have to do stuff so, obviously, I'm not going to drop everything, but, she was cool enough to just come to my seminars and stuff, which was nice. And it gave her an opportunity to meet like my colleagues, and, so it was kind of nice, um, and we enjoyed eating. She actually treated me to International House of Pancakes. I like pancakes. I love breakfast, big breakfast. So it was really nice of her to do that. Yeah, and then we did some shopping in the clothing sector in Los Angeles. They have like wholesalers. That was kind of fun, which women doesn't like shopping, right? So it was fun. And then next to that, you see me with Nadine, and I guess that's like Chinese theater. I have other photos maybe I'll share with you in the future. And then we took a photo in Hollywood where the Hollywood sign is. So the one in the bottom right hand corner, that's the actual real Hollywood sign. And I thought it would be kind of cool to compare that with the fake Hollywood in Universal Studios. And so you see me with Nadine. Nadine's wearing a purple shirt. I'm wearing a green shirt. And so, we spent a day together in Universal Studios, Hollywood. It was a lot of fun. And like Nadine, in Hamburg, there are Korean restaurants, but they're not very good. LA is like Koreatown, there's like a million Koreans in Los Angeles. So I took Nadine to a really nice Korean restaurant and look at all the dishes. Koreans like have rice with all the different types of condiments. That's like signature Korean. And so I tried to explain every dish to her, and she enjoyed eating, Korean food. Yeah, we had a good time. It's like several weeks of fun in LA, and we drove all over the place, and she got to meet my friends in LA. Well, Claremont is about an hour away from LA, but in traffic is further, but yeah, but it was fun, yeah, I actually went with her to Bel Air Presbyterian Church on Sunday to worship together. That's where Ronald Reagan was a member. And then I ran into my professor from UCLA. One of my, I actually worked as a staff research associate as well at UCLA, researching on Jewish studies, Qumran, for Professor William Schneidewin. So William Schneidewin finished his PhD at Brandeis and came to UCLA as a professor, and he became the chairman of the Near Eastern Languages and Cultures Department. So I did some research for him in the Near Eastern Languages and Cultures Department because I'm expert of Jewish studies, Hebrew philology, and linguistics. So I've worked with him, and he hired me to do some research for him. And I saw him at the church because that's where he goes. He's a member of Bel Air Presbyterian Church. So he looked at me. He's like, "Whoa!" And I said, "Hey, good to see you." And he's like, he took a serious interest on the dean for some reason. I don't know what it is. I guess she has a look. She's pretty, obviously, but I mean, my friends seem to like her a lot. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, it was fun. I think Nadine enjoyed. Well, she said she enjoyed meeting my friends. I don't know if she did or not. But I dragged her around everywhere. I mean, I was gonna go to church on Sunday, so she. I mean, she's obviously from Germany, so she's Christian, but she's not as religious as she should be. Uh, so that's one of the reasons why I dragged her to church, because in Germany she never goes to church, which is bad. She should go to church every Sunday. So yeah, so I do my part. um, yeah. Anyway, I'm glad that you got to see some of my photos. Yeah, I miss travel. I love going to Europe, traveling all around. I love visiting my friends in Europe. I love to go back to England to visit my friends in England. I've shared with you photos from England. But like with COVID-19, it's like forbidden for Americans to travel to Europe. So, and COVID is like forever. So who knows next time I'll be in Europe. Yeah, thank God I had but I've seen everything in Europe that there is to see. I mean, there isn't a country I haven't really been. So I'm glad I did that. Thank God. Who knew this COVID-19 would strike, and like, I mean, we may never be able to visit Europe again for the foreseeable future. Who knows what's going to happen, right? I'm predicting that 100 million people in the world will die in this flu season. Obviously, I don't want that to happen, but it seems like it's headed that way. Because a lot of people are getting COVID, and in the summer they may not die, but in the winter, people who not die in summer will die in the winter. You know what I mean? It is the flu season, so I worry, about my friends in Europe. I worry about you, obviously. That's why I created this show, COVID-19 Update by Heerak, to help you and your family survive. But I'll keep sharing like my travel photos, and so you can live vicariously through me. Oh, some of you don't know what you're missing, all the travel you could have had. Oh, I feel so bad for you. Oh, I love traveling. I miss traveling. Um, some of you who've done some traveling could identify with what I'm saying. But yeah. But anyway, vote for me, on November 3rd, 2020. Um, right now, I am pushing through the court system a lawsuit against Virginia Governor Northam and Virginia Department of Election, trying to get my name on the ballot, which should be no problem because Virginia Governor Northam issued a stay-at-home order on March 30th to last till June 10th. And June 9th was when I was supposed to submit 1,000 signatures. I was running as a Republican for the Republican convention from November to February. So I didn't need to collect any signatures because it's a convention. The delegates from Arlington Republican Committee, Alexandria Republican Committee, Falls Church Republican Committee, and Fairfax Republican Committee were going to vote, and I'm sure they would have voted for me. But unfortunately, God had other plans. So I went independent in March, and because I went independent, that required me to collect 1,000 signatures. And then Virginia Governor Northam shut the state down. I can't go knocking door to door to collect signatures. That would be illegal. And they were due on June 9th. So I wrote to Virginia Governor, no, before I wrote to Virginia Governor, I wrote to Virginia Board of Elections, Department of Elections, saying, waive my 1,000 signatures because Governor Northam has issued a stay-at-home order, not making it possible for me to collect 1,000 signatures, and Chip Piper, the commissioner of Department of Election, wrote back and said, we can't waive your 1,000 signature requirement because we don't have the legal authority to do so. So I wrote to Governor Northam and said, you shut the school down or the state down with executive order, stay-at-home order. So you should waive my 1,000 signature requirement because I couldn't go door to door to collect signatures in March, April, and May, and beginning of June. Right? I could easily collect 1,000 signatures. And there are volunteers who were helping me, but none of us could go and collect the signatures. And Governor Northam never wrote back. And I was waiting and waiting, and eventually I filed a lawsuit in Arlington Circuit Court against Governor Northam and Department of Elections to waive the 1,000 signature. So the judge will grant me my request, but the problem is because of COVID-19, the court process has slowed down. So that's the problem right now. I mean, it's stuck in the court system. So what you need to do is when you get the ballot, write my name in, Heerak Christian Kim. For Virginia's 8th district. Just write my name in. My name should be on the ballot without too much problem by November 3rd. But already people are getting their absentee ballots and some are voting early. So you gotta write my name in because as I said, my lawsuit is stuck in the court system, Arlington Circuit Court, because everybody's working at home, working from home remotely. So everything has slowed down. So it's unfortunate. Just write my name in on the ballot, either absentee or when you go vote early. Just write my name in Heerak Christian Kim. Make sure you spell it correctly though, and make it legible. And then I should be able to beat Tom Bayer without too much problem. So I mean, you help me, I help you, right? I'm the one you need in Virginia's 8th district to represent you in U.S. Congress to bring America back to God and to get things in order again, and find out policies to survive COVID-19 because it seems like it's forever. Experts are saying it's forever. So it's going to last a long time. So you probably want me in U.S. Congress to help you. Obviously, it's more to your benefit that I win. I'm happy to help you. You elect me to U.S. Congress. I'll work very hard to help you and help your children, save you and your children's lives from COVID-19, and put our country in the right direction. But I'm happy working at Virginia Hospital Center as a nurse. As you know, I have an RN license in Washington D.C. I have a multi-state RN license in Virginia, which is good at like 32 states. So if I don't get elected, I'll continue to work at Virginia Hospital Center as a nurse. So you're very lucky, especially because it's in Virginia's 8th district. It's close to where you are. So if you get COVID-19, just drive to Virginia Hospital Center, from Alexandria, Arlington, Falls Church, and Fairfax County. I mean, you could drive to Virginia Hospital Center, whatever you have, whatever problems you have, heart attack, stroke, you have hard time breathing, whatever the problem is, just come to Virginia Hospital Center. You may be lucky, I'll take care of you. But all the other nurses are very good, so I'm sure they'll take good care of you, even if you don't have me. Although I'm sure you'll be disappointed that you don't have me, but there's only one of me, so. But as I say, other nurses are very good, so you'll be very happy at Virginia Hospital Center. So I hope you'll come to Virginia Hospital Center if you have healthcare needs that you need met. Yeah, we're like the best hospital. We're like numero uno. And we're like the best hospital for mother and baby. So if you're pregnant, you should definitely come to Virginia Hospital Center because I mean you want the best to take care of your pregnancy and your baby, right? And your birth. So yeah, come to Virginia Hospital Center. Yeah, I mean it's the best. Newsweek rated it like the best. So yeah, for 2020, it's like fresh off the press. So anyway, yeah. So maybe I'll see some of you around in Virginia Hospital Center. Maybe I'll take care of some of you. Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad that you tuned in. As you know, this is a daily show, so tune in tomorrow again. And yeah, I'll keep providing you with information you need, updates, and I'll share some fun stories as well to entertain you. Yeah, it's like one station, for everything, entertain you, to provide you information, insight, and top-notch analysis. I mean, geez, you should be happy as a clam that this show exists. COVID-19 update by Heerak. Yeah, aren't you lucky? Yeah, anyway, I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I hope that you'll be well and that your family will be well too. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye.